What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we are in the brand new 2025 BMW 330i, courtesy of BMW of York in York, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So today we are in this one because there are some big changes for the 2025 330i, including an updated infotainment interface. There's new color choices, new wheel designs, redesigned steering wheel, some tweaks to the dashboard. I feel like I can keep going. There's quite a bit, so just take my word for it there. Also, I could already tell you great interior quality on this one. This is a good looking sedan on the outside as well. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so as you can imagine, there are two different configurations actually for the 2025 330i. You got the rear wheel drive setup starting at $45,950. Then you got the X-Drive all-wheel drive configuration going for $47,950. But regardless of the configuration that you go with, the power plant on this one is going to be the same. Powering the beast is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, putting out 255 horsepower at 4,700 RPM, 295 pound-feet of torque, coming in at 1,600 RPM. That power being sent to the rear wheels or all wheels through an 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters, which of course you guys know we will be testing out here in a little bit. But 0 to 60 time coming in at approximately 5.6 seconds for the rear wheel drive, 5.4 seconds then for the all-wheel drive. Top speed, if you're interested, 156 miles per hour, with MPG numbers coming in at 26 in the city, 34 on the highway, taking premium unleaded fuel. But so that before we do any kind of fun acceleration or paddle shifter test here in the 330i, I did want to mention to you guys the drive modes. So drive modes are in the form of buttons that are located just to the left kind of the shifter there. Drive modes are going to include comfort, sport, eco, pro, and adaptive, adjusting things like the shift points, the throttle response, the steering sensitivity, and the suspension settings as well. So now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the paddle shifters here to the test first, and let's see how quickly the paddle shifters are going to react for us here. All right, so let me start by telling you guys it does appear that there is a full manual shift mode. I'm going to just tap the shifter back one more time. Yes, and it is telling me what gear I'm in up on the digital portion of the gauges. We're in manual shift mode, sport driving mode, by the way. Let's go. All right, little bit of a delay there, believe it or not. So keep that in mind. I mean, I'm glad that they're there. You can still use them for things like engine braking if you're going down a snowy hill or something like that. But yeah, there was a little bit of a delay there for some reason. So anyways, they're there. Let's go ahead now and find one more straightaway. Let's put the acceleration now to the test with the car having full control, and let's see how quickly we can get this one here up to speed. All right, found our straightaway in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, a little bit of a delay at the beginning, but dang, once this thing gets higher up in the RPMs, it definitely goes. So you are not going to have any issues emerging onto the highway. That's plenty of an acceleration for this thing. So pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take it out of that sport driving mode. I'm just going to put it in comfort for now. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So as expected, 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes do come standard. As far as that 6-easier stopping distance goes, it does come in at a sport sedan number at 114 feet. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. As far as braking feel goes, it's fine. A little bit on the firmer side of things, which I can definitely appreciate in a car like this. So when it comes to braking feel, 100% on point for what this vehicle is. Then touching on suspension and handling, 4-wheel independent suspension does come standard on the 330i, but there are some suspension tweaks for the 2025 model year. So I did want to mention that BMW claims that this is going to improve both comfort and handling. So that's typically what manufacturers tend to claim every year, I guess. But I did want to mention there is a dynamic handling package that goes for $1,050 that gives you an adaptive damping suspension and variable sport steering as well. But then there is also an adaptive M suspension kind of automotive option by itself that goes for $550. Either way, those are probably options that I typically like to recommend, because what they do is they monitor each shock absorber individually, not only adjusting to the road imperfections, giving you a smoother ride, but it also is going to tighten up that suspension during heavy cornering, giving you better handling as well. So it really does give you the best of both worlds. We don't have that with us here today, unfortunately, but I will say, as far as ride quality goes, it's been okay. It's been perfectly fine in my short little test drive here today. But again, if you want the smoothest ride quality, go with the adaptive damping suspension. Now, as far as steering feel goes, that is something that has been absolutely brilliant. I've been loving the steering feel in the 330i, specifically in that Sport Plus driving mode, because it's a much heavier weight to the steering, instantly pointing you in the direction that you want to go. But if that's not your cup of tea, there are other driving modes that will loosen up the steering feel for you. But even in comfort driving mode, it feels really good. Weighted a little bit more on the heavier side of things. So either way, I absolutely love it. And to go along with that, we have a M Sport package, which gives you the thickest grips in history of any steering wheel out there right now. I swear, these 10-2 grips are absolutely mammoth, but I always say I absolutely love it. So it feels like a bettering control of the car with these mammoth grips with the M Sport package, but maybe it's just me. As far as cabin noise goes, I think it's been plenty serene. I'm only going like 24 miles per hour right now, but it is a plenty serene cabin to me, so I haven't had any issues there. Touching on rear visibility, because of the shape of this thing, you definitely should not have any issues whatsoever with that, so that is 100% on point. Rain sensing windshield wipers, though, do come standard. Touching on forward visibility a little bit, so they're going to automatically turn on whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, so one less thing you got to worry about, kind of like automatic headlights, so I like that as well. And lastly, with the premium package, it goes for $2,450. You are also going to get a head-up display. It is a little difficult to see with polarized sunglasses, of course, but if I were to tilt these guys up, I am looking at speed limit, and of course it's going to display safety features up on my windshield as well. The other cool thing with this head-up display is if I were to change the drive mode to, let's say, sport, it's going to completely change the look of the head-up display, along with the gauges, of course, but usually it doesn't change the look of the head-up display. If I put it in Eco Pro, again, it's going to completely change the look up there. Kind of looks like the symbol to Ethereum, if you guys are into crypto at all, but it's pretty cool up there too. So anyways, I love that. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2025 BMW 330i. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2025 BMW 330i, finished in black sapphire metallic, which, by the way, is a $650 paint option in case you were curious. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are some new colors for the 2025 330i, including Arctic Race Blue Metallic, Vegas Red Metallic, Frozen Pure Gray Metallic, and Frozen Portimao Blue Metallic as well. So if you wanted one of the latest and greatest, those are going to be the color options for you. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the number 3, indicating that the 330i is actually built and assembled in Mexico, in case you were curious there. Starting up front, you got that double kidney front grille with vertical bars. Definitely looks good as always. LED headlights to the sides with LED daytime running lights. You get the automatic feature with those. You also get automatic high beams. So if you have your high beams on at night and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. And when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up the high beams for you there. I love that one personally. M Sport package, that one goes for $2,550. Wanted to mention that because we have that package, which essentially just gives it more aggressive looks and a heck of a lot of gloss black accents rather than kind of the brushed silver accents that otherwise would come standard. So keep that in mind as we're looking at this one. We do have the M Sport package, so a little more aggressive looks there. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of the 330i, you're either going to find chrome or gloss black window surrounds, again, dependent upon the configuration that you go with. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They are also heated with LED integrated turn signals in as well. And taking a look down at the wheel setup, 18-inch dual spoke silver wheels do come standard. However, there are plenty of optional wheel configurations, including the M Sport setup, which is the setup that we have with us here. They are 19-inch dual spoke bicolor wheels, again specific to the M Sport package, and they look pretty darn good in my opinion. And also you gotta love those bright red calipers sitting behind them as well. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, body colored shark fin antenna. Just below that you have a body colored rear spoiler. There are LED taillights. They do come standard as well, of course. Just below it all, a little bit of a gloss black rear diffuser, I guess you could call it. And to the sides, dual exhaust outlets with either chrome or gloss black tips. So obviously we got the gloss black yet again. But having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, in Sport Plus driving mode, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of the 330i, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there is a button on the key fob. There is a button on the trunk itself then as well, and it is a power trunk actually, believe it or not, so that was super convenient. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 17 cubic feet even. If that was not enough space, of course, the rear seats do fold down. There actually were levers in the cargo area to fold those rear seats down, and that's going to bump that up quite a bit then. Of course, in the cargo area, you also have LED cargo lighting. There was a little bit of storage on each side as well, with a little bit of netted storage actually back on the driver's side there. Then there's cargo tie-down anchors as well. But now let's go ahead and make our way up to the rear legroom. That is going to come in at 35.2 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the back seats there. Rear center armrest with cup holders does come standard. You also got rear ventilation back there as well, and dual rear USB charging ports to go along with all of that. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the front seats. Leatherette seating does come standard. If you wanted full leather seats, they go for $1,500. They are going to be optional. Power adjustable front seats with 4-way power lumbar coming standard. Got a power adjustable passenger seat then as well. Heated front seats also coming standard, and memory settings actually as well, so that's for up to 2 different drivers there. So overall, as far as seat comfort goes, it was 100% plenty comfortable for me on my short little test drive, so definitely a fan of that. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel, because like I said, it has been redesigned for the 2025 model year here. It is tilt and telescoping, of course. Power adjustable steering wheel is going to be optional. We actually have the manually adjustable steering wheel with us here today. It is going to be leather wrapped. It actually is heated as well. I like the flat bottom to it. You got the M logo at the bottom as well, and like I said, the thickest grips in history for a steering wheel, specifically when you go with the M Sport package. So I personally love it. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got all of your buttons located on the one side of the key. You got the M Sport colors found on the side, of course, but the lock button is going to be your BMW logo, and it is all keyless entry with a push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that silver engine start button located just to the left of that shift toggle switch there. And so once started up, when it comes to the gauges, it is a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. And of course, it is going to adjust the look dependent upon the drive mode that you put it in. So you're going to have a lot more red hues with the sport driving mode. Comfort is going to be kind of like a tan look. Eco Pro is going to be a bunch of blue hues. And like I said earlier, the head-up display is going to adjust with the gauge cluster. So that is pretty stinking cool. But you got how many miles you have left until you hit empty in the bottom left-hand corner. You got speed limit recognition down there. Also outside temperature. So overall, gauges were 100% on point. But let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality now. Power moonroof is going to come standard. You got dual zone climate control as well, so both driver and passenger can set their own temperatures there. Universal garage door opener, that's for up to 3 different garage doors. That also comes standard. Got an auto dimming rear view mirror. I always appreciate that. Wireless phone charger is located just in front of the cup holders there. And so by the way, you got the cup holders there as well. Just behind that, you have this nice wood trim surrounding the engine start button and the shifter there as well. Then within the center armrest, there's an okay amount of storage in there. You got a little light inside the storage of the center armrest as well, USB charging port. Overall, I thought it looked really, really good. The new dash looks good as well with the wood trim and the ambient lighting just underneath of the infotainment screen here, just kind of underneath of the wood trim. I think that looks good. Also on the doors, you got more ambient lighting along with the color of the seats that's brought onto the doors as well. So overall, I thought interior quality was definitely done very nicely here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the infotainment screen here. Because this thing is massive, you have a 14.9-inch color touchscreen display, Bluetooth and audio streaming, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, factory navigation system up there as well. You could check out your ambient lighting settings, change up the color, increase the brightness, that kind of thing. There's climate control information up there. It's really quite a bit that you can control up there. So quite a bit of apps, I'll just put it that way. But to go along with that, you can also adjust your radio information up there. So when it comes to the sound systems, a 10-speaker sound system does come standard, and then there's an optional Harman Kardon sound system that goes for $875 if you wanted that. But having said that, we do have the 10-speaker sound system with us here today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one.
But you want me as I am, and that sounds crazy.
I kind of feel like finishing the song because the song is incredible. But yeah, that sound system for 10 speakers, that's plenty fine. Ton of bass there, plenty of clarity. Beautiful song. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on that infotainment screen is when you do put the 330i in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board. You also have that surround view monitor there to the right, giving you the bird's eye view, letting you know what is completely all around you, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so front side curtain airbags do come standard. You got a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system. But now when it comes to the advanced safety though, BMW offers that in a package called the driver assistance package. It goes for $500. That gives you lane departure warning, forward collision mitigation, adaptive cruise control, steering assist, speed limit recognition, and lane change assist as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here, excellent driving dynamics. Let me just start with that. So plenty of acceleration, great braking, excellent handling, all of that, especially if you get the adaptive damping suspension. That's the one I would recommend. Driving dynamics overall 100% on point. Very good looking sedan as well. I think it's always kind of been a really good looking sedan for the longest time now, for decades. So BMW definitely on point there. Great interior quality. I specifically love the ambient lighting in this thing. Plenty good sound system in this one as well, even though we didn't have the Harman Kardon. The 10 speaker is plenty fine for me. I think the only thing that I would 100% change in the 330i is the safety. The safety should come standard. And now, having said that, for whatever reason, Mercedes-Benz does the exact same thing. They offer their standard advanced safety, all this stuff that would come standard on a Toyota Corolla, they offer for an additional $500 or $700, just like BMW is doing. So why luxury automakers do that, I have no idea, but safety should come standard. So that's all I'm saying. But let me know what you guys think of the 330i in the comment section below. That's about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media somewhere on the screen. If you wanted to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.